Hey there, hope everyone's doing fantastic. Welcome to Tarot by Mickey 1111. In this video, we are going to be tapping into Capricorn energy. So Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising. This is a timeless video, so whenever you find yourself stumbling upon it, that is the exact time that you are meant to receive the messages that are coming through. If you are not a Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Rising, that is A-okay. I put the intent on whoever finds themselves in front of these videos that they receive at least one message from each. So if you find yourself in front of it, there is a reason for it. If this video resonates with you, the reading that's coming through, and you'd like to connect with me one-on-one, I will put my email in the description box below. Feel free to reach out to me directly. I will also have a list of all of the decks that are being used in this reading today. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Capricorn babes. I'm gonna burn some Palo. If you can, go ahead and take some deep breaths for me. Just focus on what it is that you would like to receive through these messages today. I'm going to start with the tarot deck. Let's see what I can get. I'm hearing the number 8. Five of Swords. Oh, Capricorns. Okay, so Five of Swords, this is all about internal conflict within the mind. It's the ego battle that goes on, and we all have it from time to time. This is part of the human existence. But there's a lot of, it's the energy of being your own worst enemy. And this also can manifest in external situations. This can be hasty communication that's taking place between you and others. It could be how you're talking to yourself within the mind. It's a hollow victory card. No one wins with this. It's just very, there's damage here and it creates damage if there's a communication that comes from it. Could just also be, there's a lot of stress and just irritation I'm hearing within the mind. So let's see what else I can get here. I have the crown chakra. So you're being advised to disconnect from the mind and allow your radar to open up to your higher self and to the higher realms to be able to come in and shed light and peace. And as we're saying, as I'm saying this rather, the sun outside is starting to come out from the clouds. It's like I just saw this light, like the light shifted. So that's, so light can come in. There can be some clarity that is able to come through your radar to assist with some kind of internal struggle, internal battle. And if you are arguing, fighting with people, if you find as though people are being hasty with you, the advice is still the same. This is going to assist you So in order to open up the crown, meditation helps with this. Spending time in nature, getting away from the problem. If it's with another person, other people, taking a time out. If it is strictly within the mind, it's having a mental time out. So disconnecting from, the same environment, just taking a break, taking some time to connect with source. A walk, a drive, listening to sound healing. And get one from the Angel Oracle deck. We have retreat. Yeah. So the advice is coming in and saying it's time to really take time out, isolate yourself, and that is a-okay. No apologies for this energy. She's in water. She's walking in water. So I'm picking up even more so nature, if you can, if you're able to just kind of disconnect from the stresses of life, disconnect from the everyday grind, disconnect from if it's a relationship that's causing you this hardship. If it's social media, I'm hearing for some, disconnect from that and connect with the nature, Gaia, the outside world more, taking yourself out of it. And even if it is internally, connecting with nature will help pull yourself out of the struggles. Get one from the Guardian Angel Tarot here. If you're being harsh with yourself and ugly to yourself, this is also a message that's coming through and saying that doesn't help anything. And if that is something, if you're being really critical and harsh, that self-talk within, asking yourself, where is that coming from? Is it something that has been pushed upon you? If it's just your own voice, this is only going to make this worse. So there needs to be some kind of comfort here. There needs to be some kind of meeting this sword with some softness, emotion, retreating, especially with the water. This has to do with emotions, just that soft, it's meeting it. It's not just being in that sword space. I'm hearing for some, you're being really, really just overly critical of self. And it's causing even more of a headache, even more of a conflict within. And if you're doing this to yourself, it's going to manifest externally. You're going to find yourself, and I know that you probably don't want to, but you're going to find yourself talking to other people this way. So this may be, causing some arguments. 9 of Action. This is the 9 of Wands. You've worked hard to create the things you cherish in life, such as beloved relationships, amazing accomplishments in hearth and home. Rest assured that all these treasures and you are being constantly protected by your angels. In return, Mother Earth, the animals, and the environment need your protection. So here's this additional message of getting out in nature and connecting. If you're an animal lover, if you spending more time with the animal babes. If not, just walking outside, taking a break, taking a breather. You've worked really hard, and I know Cappies, Capricorn, your work ethics are impeccable. I mean, it's amazing, but sometimes it turns into this grinding energy, and it's just on and on and on. And it gets to the point where it turns into this conflict, and it's too much. It's coming to a place of burnout, aggravation. So grounding yourself, especially being that earth element that you are, connecting with Gaia, connecting with source, with the crown chakra. So there's a balance here. And connecting with animals, you know, this is going to help you pull yourself out of this Five of Swords. And I'm hearing for some, you may be having headaches because of this. There may be tension, stress headaches. That is the byproduct of this energy, and it's trying to get your attention. It's like an unplug. I'm hearing there just needs to be a disconnect from the mind. Let's get an archetype card here. We have two here. We have the mirror and we have the desert. Let's see what these messages have to say. I'm going to start with the mirror first. The reflection, the illusion, the looking glass. We look into mirrors every day without recognizing them as portals into another realm. They can shatter, flatter, distort, reflect, and project an image back to us that we deem to be true. The energy of the mirror is all about self-perception. When the archetype of the mirror appears, we are in the mythic land of Narcissus, who saw himself reflected in a pool and fell in love with his own image. So compelled by his reflection, he could not turn away, a fixation that eventually led to his death. Recognize the power and danger of the mirror. It is a construct, one that may drive a shard between you and your true self. The mirror contains trickster energy. Put the phone down, stop with the comparisons, and let the mirror stand empty for a while. Rest with the one inside. When light, witnessing the deeper self, pure awareness. When dark, narcissism, comparison, harsh edges. This is your battle. That's the battle with the Five of Swords. That's also that energy of that harshness, that self being really hard on yourself, and it can be sneaky. It can manifest where it starts to, you find yourself comparing yourself to others. You find yourself being critical, harsh to others because it's starting within. So this is a time to, really disconnect rather from the mind and connect with Gaia so you can see. You can see clearly. You can get out of this illusional state and see what the mirror is really trying to show you. And this is a mirror of self within. I definitely feel this going back and forth energy. Let's get one for the desert. The drought, the wasteland, the badlands. The desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity, an essential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes call surround you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveler. When light, surreal, strange, unexpected visions, silence. When dark, drying, deadening, disorienting, isolating. This is a fantastic time during an uncomfortable time, not seeing things clearly. This is part of that Five of Swords, that conflict, that internal conflict, to disconnect and to really dive in deep and see what this is trying to tell self. So this, on the other side of this, knowing it's temporary, number one. And in order to pull yourself out of this is to connect with Source, connect with Gaia, pull yourself out of yourself, I'm hearing. Pull yourself out of the ego, pull yourself out of this conflict, and to see what is trying to be shown here. And this is going to be different for each and every one of you. There is something that is trying to make itself known through this internal conflict and with conflict that's on the outside. Now going to get some affirmation cards here. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. I'm hearing for some, it's time to surrender, let go of this, connect with the higher ups and surrender what you're wanting to the universe. Affirmations, prayer, manifestations, but not being stuck in that Five of Swords. I let an inner sense of quiet multiply each day as I strengthen my faith in the love of the universe. This is quieting the mind, not allowing this hamster wheel to have the control anymore, to take a step back and to allow a sense of peace and quietness to take place, and saying no more with this. My ability to receive is measured by how much I practice good feeling thoughts. Yep. So it's taking back control, taking back, pulling yourself out of this Five of Swords and focusing, this is where it's meeting it with that love and that emotion and that compassion, the softness. And because the swords, it's too much. Like it's literally a wheel I'm hearing, and it's like, how do I get off of this thing? How do I get off of this internal back and forth and just the harshness and the overcritical, and it's causing so much tension and stress. And so by you connecting with nature, Gaia, it's allowing you to fill through the crown chakra, fill the void of the negative and the hasty and the yucky thoughts here with the good and embracing it. All right, Capricorns, I hope this resonated. I hope it helps. I'm sending all my love to each and every one of you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, if you'd like to connect with me one-on-one, I will put my email. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get a notification whenever I upload the next video. Alrighty, until next time, peace, love, and light. Bye.